What's everybody? It's the ghost you love the most. Well, wait a minute. It used to be that. So what's up everybody? My name is JJ, and I guess you could say you're probably questioning yourself like, who is this? Well, let me get the sun out y'all. Let me get the sun out y'all's eyes. I'm sorry. And put it in my eyes so it ain't in y'all's eyes. But anyways, y'all may be wondering if you're subscribed to this channel. I don't got a lot of subscribers as of right now. Hell, it may have even dropped, but I think it's, last I checked, it was around 200. So if you're subscribed and you're wondering, who is this? What's going on? This channel used to be formerly known as Ghoster Melee, a gaming channel. Since then, you know, grown up, hobbies changed, life has changed, and gaming just, I don't game anymore, honestly. I still could if I wanted to, but I really don't got the time because of my new hobbies. I guess you could say, what are my new hobbies? What do I do? Well, I have a business called Twisted Axles. That business is basically me. I put on lift kits. I install aftermarket things on trucks. I guess you could say I'm somewhat of a mechanic. I don't do a lot of engine work, transmission work. Definitely not transmission work. I do not know how to deal with transmissions at all. Engine work, I could probably do a little bit if I wanted to. As far as my personal stuff, I would do it. But like if a customer came to me and wanted some engine work done to it, I'd probably be a little skeptical just because I haven't done much of it. Now, if I was to do it on my own vehicle, my personal stuff, yes, I'd go, for it. Just that way I can get a little more experience with it. And if I do get more experience with it, then, probably I would offer the, services to do it for a customer. But as of right now, I just mainly focus on suspension work. Of course, I can do typical oil change spark plugs and whatnot. The basic maintenance of that a car needs or truck or whatever. In my case, I don't got spark plugs. Why, you may ask? Well, because I'm a diesel guy. I own Cummins. Let's see. You got one there. That's my 4th gen. Then I got a 3rd gen. Let's see. Got 3rd gen right there. I'm a Cummins guy. I've owned sorry, son. But I've owned quite a few of Cummins in my lifetime, and I'm not even that old. I'm mid-20s. So I've owned a 1st gen. I've owned, 2 2nd gens. I've owned about 4 3rd gens, and then this 4th gen is my 1st one. But anyways, besides that, like I said, I mainly work on suspension parts. I also do CNC plasma cutting. I have my own plasma cutter. In just a minute, I'm going to show you the shop that I just recently had built within the month. And we'll go inside, check it out. And I guess you say mainly this video is about me introducing myself, what this channel is going to be about, showing off the new shop and whatnot. And then I also have a job to do. I'm replacing some rear blocks in a guy's truck. He wants it to lean a little bit. Now, personally, I don't do no lean. I don't do no squat. That's not me. Like, my truck's leveled. Now, if you're going to pay me to do it, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to show you the outside of the shop real quick, and then we'll go inside. So here's the outside of the shop. Don't mind the trash. I just got it setting out here. I need to pick it up because the wind's starting to blow it away. But here's my shop. It is a 30 by 30 with 14-foot walls and 2 12 by 12 doors. I needed it that big because as of right now, here's my 3rd gen. My 3rd gen ain't lifted up as high, but I'm about to redo all the suspension. I'm about to tear out that right there. So the cradle and link bars, those were made and designed by me, cut out and welded. Uh, so I'm gonna tear that out. I had this was what I first had done to the truck. It's an 8-inch zone kit with the, I think a 3-inch leveling kit from Wicked. And I just kind of lifted it up to about 11-12 inches. I did have some 40s on here. I ended up taking the 40s off and putting on these 35s that I found on Marketplace and just threw them. So that's the same wheel that I have. So hey Raiden, here's my dog, my boxer Raiden. What are you doing, Bubba? But anyways, oh, watch out, boy. But these are the same wheels that had the 40s on here, and I sold those. Then when I put the 35s on here, I put it on this truck, my 4th gen, but I ended up putting the stocks back on because honestly they rode like crap. So I got the big bay doors, just because I plan on working on a lot of trucks, lifted trucks, and I plan on doing, you know, show trucks. That is what my main plan and goal is in the long run. I actually have a truck in this bay right here. A customer brought it all the way down from New Jersey to basically do a 4-link. It's not going to be a full 4-link. We're going to keep the rear leaf springed. But let me just, let's get in here into the shop and I'll show you around. All right, so here we go into the shop. It's a little crowded already. I need more room. Let's go ahead and turn it on. So here's a customer's truck already. Basically, he's got it already axle swapped. Leaf spring in the front. I'm just gonna basically get rid of all that, make a 4-link for the front. It's my plasma cutter over there. In the back behind there is the plasma table. Let's walk over here. Big jacks, you know, lifting things up. My toolbox, my welder, rack. But here's the truck I'm gonna work on today. And it has a 5-inch rough country lift on it. And I don't know if you can tell. I'm gonna try to get it up. So I'll turn it this way. I don't know if you can tell, but the rear sits up a little higher than the front. And I do notice that you can also tell the space in between the wheel wells. It's just, yeah, the back is lifted up a little more, and he's even got the less amount of tread tires in the rear. Like, these basically have nothing almost. And the fronts, they're pretty good. Now, he is getting new tires, new wheels, all that, I'm pretty sure. But it is something about this rear sitting up higher. So we are going to remove the rear block. He's got a rear block kit for it. This is what came with the 5-inch. I do believe we're gonna put a 2.5-inch rear block in it. So honestly, it's either gonna level it out or it's gonna give it a little lean. We'll let the customer know what's going on and whatnot. And of course, when he gets here, he'll see it. If he likes it, we'll run with it. But if not, then we might even go with a smaller block. But, I mean, it should do the trick. I did want to mention something else. I'm all over the place. ADHD is not friendly. But I know I said I mainly install lift kits, you know, do suspension work. That is what I mainly do. But I also mainly do some welding services. I am a welder by trade. So I just kind of wanted to throw that in there, just, you know, just in case I got forward with this project and I ended up forgetting to mention it. So like I said, you can go to Facebook right now and search up Twisted Axles. I'll probably put a picture in there so you can check it out. definitely growing, and I love the support from everyone who follows within my local community and people who just find it on their own, or even shout outs. A funny story real quick. I had a 1997 BMW 318i, and had it for a while. I got it for my girl to drive, and she ended up getting a new vehicle, and it just sat in the back of my yard. Well, after a long time of having it on Facebook, finally got a guy to come and get it, and he got it on a Monday night. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. It was about 12 by the time he showed up. It was about midnight he showed up, and I had just gotten off of work. I worked second. So I got off at 10 o'clock, and they showed up about 12, and it was just a funny night because they were YouTubers. And this is also kind of the inspiration from that interaction that led me to want to continue my YouTube career. Because like I said, this used to be a gaming channel, and I stopped. I just stopped because hobbies changed, things changed, and I just didn't keep up with it anymore. But after that interaction that night, it just it lit a little spark in me. They weren't just, grand old big YouTubers, but they had a following. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put them probably in the description as well, and let y'all check them out because they were really cool guys, funny guys, nice, and it was just a great experience overall. But like I said, I just wanted to throw them out there, throw my business out there again, and let y'all know that it just isn't suspension work that I do. I also do welding services. Very good welder, I like to say. If you got to see, if I did it slow enough, were you able to see the welds on those bars? If not, I'll probably throw some pictures in here. But I'm gonna stop yapping, and I'm gonna go ahead and get these wheels off this truck, get it lifted up, jacked up, supported, whatnot, and I'll get back to you. You might be wondering, did I get the wheels off? No. They're still on. Yeah, you saw I lifted it up and whatnot, got everything supported. But once I went to think about removing these wheels, they're spline sockets. And I looked in his truck everywhere, if you saw, maybe. He don't got the key, the socket for him. And I don't know which socket these are. Oh, this just turned into a fun job. I guess it's about time I need to invest in a spline socket master kit. But even then, there's a chance with those because they might not even work. Well, I guess as of right now, this video is going to be paused for y'all. Oh, it's gonna take a couple seconds. It ain't gonna be no biggie for y'all. But for me, I've now got to hunt down a socket that will fit this. Fun. Well, I guess next time you see me, it'll either be with the wheels off and it dark, or the job going on its merry way. So let's see if I get this situated. So we're back, and it's only been maybe 5-10 minutes for me. For y'all, seconds. But anyways, boom. What is this? A spline socket that fits. Where, you may ask? Well, I was like, you know what? Let me just take a gander. Let me just take a guess. Because I tried my spline socket my spline sockets from my 4th gen and my 3rd gen, and they did not fit. They were a 7 spline, while I looked at this customer's truck. I was like, well, I guess since I'm trying things, let's just check. And he had a spline socket in there, of course, for his wheels. So I looked at it, and it was 6 spline, and I came over here, and I did a nice little, let's see. Bam, look at that. Fit like a glove. So I guess let's get these wheels off now, and we'll get to getting the stuff out. Also, while we are replacing these rear blocks with smaller ones, we're putting some new shocks in. All right, got the wheels off. Now, some of you also might be wondering, JJ, you got this nice big shop, expensive things in here, welder, plasma cutter, plasma tape, all that. And you're still working on the ground? Look, listen. I have a 2-post lift coming. I've ordered it. I ordered it like 2 weeks ago. I am still waiting for it. It got shipped out it's Saturday today. It got shipped out last Saturday. And then before that, I had ordered it I think maybe I ordered it that Wednesday or the Wednesday before that. It's been going on about 2-3 weeks now. And it's a 10,000 pound lift. I wanted the 12,000. I really did. And it wasn't much more than the 10,000. Is just at the time, funds weren't really there. So I had to buy the 10K. And for the most part, the vehicles that I am going to be working on will not exceed 10K. Like, people who bring me their trucks to put on lift kits and stuff, it's honestly been all Chevys, 1500s, and mostly small trucks. I say small, but I can just say half-ton trucks. People have been bringing me half-ton trucks. So that lift will absolutely have no problem lifting it. Now, as far as the diesels, like this one, mine, dually, a dually probably for sure not. It won't be able to lift that. But for my big trucks, I'm going to have it in this bay. So if you're looking from the outside into the shop, that is the right bay. The left bay is going to be where the lift is. So where this truck is, that's where the lift is going to be. On the left side, it is 6-inch concrete. On the right side, we got 4-inch concrete. So I specifically made the left side for the lift. It's got rebar in it too and whatnot. But I have a lift on the way. So as of right now, yes, I have to work on the ground still. I've worked on the ground for quite some time doing this stuff in the years I have been doing it. So trust me, I'm ready for an upgrade. Once I get this lift, oh my goodness. But anyways, I got the wheels off. Even if I wasn't going to be able to get the wheels off, luckily it is not front suspension work where you got to take the knuckle off and all that. If I absolutely had to, I was going to just leave the wheels on and jack it up a little higher. But luckily I found that socket from this other customer's truck. Thank you. So look, I lost my train of thought. There we go. That's what I was going to say. I don't know. I sat there for a minute. But I'm going to set y'all up the best I can to let y'all watch me do this. Y'all would definitely have a very great view if I was able to use my GoPro. This isn't the first time I've recorded in here. That this is going up. This is probably going up just because I'm using my phone. After the interaction that night with the other two guys who bought my BMW, they're YouTubers, inspiration, yay. Anyways, I had bought a GoPro. Well, I don't know much about cameras, honestly. So I bought the cheapest GoPro that they had. It was the GoPro Hero. It wasn't no 12, 13, nothing like that. It was just GoPro Hero. It was about $200. I ended up buying a headband for the head POV for it. So you could do a POV. And I had a Ford Ranger come in that I had to do I did a front rebuild kit for it. And, recorded all that footage and whatnot. And I went to go replay it back and realized there were blurred lines in there. After doing a little bit of research, I found out that the GoPro Hero that I had bought, while it shot in 4K, it only went up to 30 FPS. Outside, it did fine, because I started outside like I did in this video. Outside, it does fine, phenomenal. But when you get inside where I got these shop lights, they're LED and whatnot, and that camera only shoots at 30 FPS, it created those blurred lines. So basically all that footage was trash. Everything from that video was trash. That was technically my first video, but now I decided I was going to try to save up some more and get a GoPro Hero 13 or 12 or go to Marketplace and find one of those for, a good price. I think I've just determined I'm going to use my phone. Everyone uses their phone nowadays. The only thing I had with using my phone is if I get a text message or I get a phone call and I'm recording, I don't know if it interrupts the recording or not if you get a phone call, but a text message, I know it doesn't, because I got a text message actually earlier while recording this, and it still recorded. Just stuff like that. I don't want to miss a phone call or a text message just because it could be important or whatnot. And then also sometimes I like to listen to music. So sometimes if it's a really big job and I put y'all up on a time lapse, I'd like to listen to music. But I'll get it figured out. I have an old phone that I had. It's an iPhone 6s Plus, and I still got it. I think what I might do, I might just charge it up and get a Bluetooth stereo in here and just use that old phone for music and just use this one to record. We'll see where it goes from there, but here I go again yapping. So I'm going to stop yapping. I'm going to set y'all up the best I can to remove these blocks and whatnot. And let's get to it. All right, guys. I may be out of breath, but I got it. I don't know if you can tell in the time lapse, but those nuts on the got him! Bolts were insanely tight. I don't know who put them on. Customer said when he bought the truck, he got it with the lift. So I don't know who did it. But, oh my goodness. I've never had a rear end core sleeve spring where my gun just couldn't get the nut off. There's been times where it's been, you know, pretty tight, put some WD-40 on it, use the gun, and it ended up working. I don't have the best gun. I don't know if you can see in the time lapse, but I'll show you. I don't have the best gun at all, but it's been with me for a very long time. It's the Earthquake XT from Harbor Freight. It's the 1/2 inch. Mind you, this is how old it is. They don't sell this anymore. Because, you know, they got the Bauer and the Hercules lineup. But this was actually it's not my first power tool. My first power tool was the Earthquake XT 3/8 electric ratchet. That was my very first power tool. And the very first job I did with it was replace an oil pan. But anyways, it's not the best gun. It's not your Milwaukee. It's not your Snap-on. But it does really, really good. It is a very good gun, and it's paid itself off, that's for sure. It's been with me for a while. But anyways, I've got the bolts loose. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the U-bolts off. So got these off. Let me take that bracket off. And then, I say U-bolts. They're, of course, all around the world known as U-bolts, but these are the square U-bolts. But set those off to the side, and I hope the other side ain't like that, but I guess we'll get to the other side and get to the other side, and then I don't know if I'll put the new block in, then start on the other side. I'll see if I can drop this side. If I can drop this side enough, I'll put the new block in and then do the other side. So let's just see. All right, so I just went ahead and decided to drop the differential just to see if it drop, and it did. So we got now the new rear blocks. They're 2.5 inch lift blocks. So the orientation, if you don't know, if you're just trying to think about doing this yourself, mind you, this is not exactly a tutorial or a how-to, but if you wanted some knowledge and you're watching this and you don't know, some blocks have a taper to it. I don't know if you can tell in the video, this side right here where my pinky is, that side is bigger, and then on the side closest to my face, that's thinner. You want that smaller or thinner side going towards the front. That allows for pinion angle correction. So just keep that in mind if you're doing this and you're not reading any instructions or anything. Just keep in mind that that thinner side goes towards the front of the vehicle. So just gonna kind of clean out anything in here. This ain't too worrisome to, just want to make sure that this pin, that pin sits in there just like that. And then there's a pin, let's see. There's a pin right here that then goes into that spot right there. So we're gonna lift up the axle again and put this one in its spot, and then we'll go to the other side. Okay, so I have the new block roughly in. I say roughly because while I do have, I don't know if y'all can see, there we go. While I do have this basically all the way up, it is not exactly tightened all the way down. I do have it just a little snug. That way this has a little give because this is not seated all the way. Just because the axle still has that other rear block in it. Once we take that one out and put the other block like this one in, the pinion will be set correctly, and then it'll be able to seat correctly on the axle. And then we can go and tighten everything up. But right now I just have it somewhat snugged up. And you want to try to do this as evenly as possible because you don't want one side, tighter than the other and whatnot, and create a bind in this bracket that holds up against the axle and pulls everything together. So we'll get to the other side and take that other side off. Hopefully it is not as bad. That one's been soaking in WD-40 for a minute while I've been working on this one. Again, if you was watching me earlier sitting on the ground trying to take the old ones off, I don't know if they were just chemically bonded together, meaning, they were rust welded together or what, but they were, even after I broke them loose from the main, tightening spec, once I loosened them, my gun still couldn't get it off. I still had to use the breaker bar and my half-inch ratcheting ratchet to look at me go. Anyways, had to use my other one to half-inch ratchet to basically bring this down as far as I could until it got smooth enough to where I could put the gun on. But every time I went to turn it, it sounded like gunshots. Like something was holding, I don't know, but it was tight. So I really hope the other side ain't like that. But yeah, let's go over there to the other side. As y'all can see, I put in the time. Hey, I cut these hoes. Had to. Now, of course, if you're having to replace these, you don't want to cut them. But the side I cut, the side closest to me, I had to. The bolts, they were loosening up, but it was hard. It was hard. If you saw when I first tried pulling off the one where I had to use my feet on the wrench, that one was it was awful. So I just decided to throw the grinder on it, cut them off. Now the other side, it was still a little hard, but I was able to get one side off with the gun, and then loosen the other one, and then get the nut off the rest of the way with the gun. But oh my goodness. So we're gonna drop this axle, put the new block in along with the new hardware, and then we'll get to the shocks, and then after the shocks, that'll be it. We now are going on to the shocks, and he went with the M1. I told him the M1 monotube shocks from Rough Country. In all honesty, those are some really good shocks. Really good shocks. I think the ones he's got on it now are the N3, I think. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the N3 shocks. So we're putting some M1 monotube shocks on the rear. So the rear should ride definitely a lot better. The front, like I said, has already got the lift on it. So, yeah, it's a strut spacer lift. So he didn't get the, or not he, but whoever had the truck before him, they didn't put the upgraded struts, the lifted struts. So yeah, let's put these shocks on and wrap it up. All right, as y'all seen there, just got the passenger side shock in, and man, that was pretty easy. Some shocks you got a little difficulty with, but this wasn't too bad. Now, I don't know if y'all saw the old shock that came out of it, but man, it's just, I unbolted it and it just did not extend. And right now I'm watching it. It's slowly going down. I'm shaking. I'm watching it right now and it's slowly going down. When a shock is supposed to push out. So this shock is definitely wore out. Like, I'm pulling this out. Like, it's not coming up. I'm having to pull it out and then watch me just push it. I'm barely applying any pressure, like, at all. Like, I'm barely, yeah. So, I'm gonna get this other shock in and then put the wheels on and then give it a little test drive and see how it feels and looks. All right, so got the shocks in, we got the blocks in, and we got the wheels on. So now it's time to drop this thing and see what it looks like. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little excited because while I don't personally do a lean or squat, they have somewhat grown on me. Will I do one to mine? Probably not. The only way I will do it is if I got airbags, because then I can lift and lower it as I please. But let's lower this, get it on the ground, see what it looks like. All right, so here it is on the ground. It's hard to tell right now, but it looks like it possibly may be leveled. Now it might have a little lean to it. It's honestly really, really hard to tell right now. I don't know if I see any. It looks leveled. Let's see if I can get back here. It might have a little lean. I think it has a little lean to it. He might be satisfied with it because he said he just didn't like the rake it had. I think I see it leaned a little now. I think he'll be happy. He might want to go with a lower block, who knows, but it basically, I guess you could say it lowered 2.5 inches because the lift that was on here was, of course, that 5-inch block right there. And then he got 2.5 inch blocks. So I guess you could say it lowered it about 2.5 inches maybe. I'm not sure if that's a true 5-inch block. I'll tell you what, we can measure it real quick. Let's see. Here's my plasma table. So we'll take it from, so it's looking about, and this is the tall end right here. So you're looking about 4 3/4 maybe. Just a little under 4 7/8. So it's just about 5-inch block. I didn't measure those blocks, but I guess you could still say it's about at least a 2-inch drop. But it looks level now. So it might have a little lean to it if you get up on it. Again, the shocks and everything have to set in. So I guess let's get ready and let's go pull it out and take it for a test drive. started test driving the truck, got it up about 50 miles an hour, and it is doing fantastic. So very pleased with how it's riding. I can definitely tell the monotube shocks in the rear are doing a great job. So we're going about 56. It's doing great. Feels wonderful, really. So I hope the customer is pleased. And I drove it from the house to a store real quick. I had a call come in, so I wasn't able to drive it or record coming this way, but we're headed back to the shop. So yeah, I mean, it's doing great. I guess I'll meet y'all back at the shop. Made it back to the store. I said store. Look at me. Made it back to the shop, and well, truck, like I said, drove fine, did fine. I'm sitting on the couch in the shop. I'm starving. I haven't ate nothing, literally nada. So eat me a nice good old slice of pizza. But without further ado, I don't have much left for this video, so hopefully I can make more videos, more content. A lot of my content's gonna be based on, I guess you could say, other people's trucks, me working on them, you know, following me and what I do. I mean, for the most part. Of course, if I get a welding job or a plasma cutting job, of course, I'll bring you all along with me. But before I end out, I also realized, as I was test driving, the phone call I got was from my buddy Maddox and Matt. And I just realized that at the beginning of the video, when I mentioned Maddox, I didn't mention Matt. So if you're watching this all the way through, Maddox or Matt, I'm including you too, Matt. I did not forget about you, homie. But I guess that's going to wrap it up for this video. And like I said, I'll have both of their ats or YouTube links or whatever into the description. So without further ado, I'll see y'all in the next one. Like I tell my son, give me noggin. See y'all.